Hello everyone and welcome to PRL Season 16. It's race number 7. We're at Austria and once again I'm joined by RJ. Say hello RJ.
Hello.
And if you weren't here last week then you missed an absolute cracker of a race because it resembled the real life Baku, so hopefully RJ we can have another similar race and hopefully have just as much action as we did last week in Baku.
Yeah. I want another sailboat in the top 6.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I do too. But obviously for those that weren't here last week, Decky won the race, didn't he? So Decky won, because I know I got blue screen, so I don't actually know this, like, who like the other places, but I know Decky won. I know Jeff got a podium as well, I think.
I think Rick was second.
Right, so it went Decky, Rick, and then Jeff was running up the podium. And then
I
sort
got it here.
right, go on, leave read off.
Decky first, Rick second, Jeff third. Then it was Yaru in fourth, June in fifth, Gary in sixth, Michael in seventh, Smithy in eighth, Falcon in ninth, and Calic in 10th.
There you go then. So those were the standings from last week in Baku, and something else that happened in Baku as well was the two Toro Rosso boys, Falcon and Michael, did actually have a little coming together, and that really messed up them two in the constructors and in the drivers. But I do believe that Falcon is still leading. I haven't seen the updated standings, but from what I saw, Falcon did have a pretty healthy lead, so I'm guessing he is still leading. But
21-point lead.
yeah, so Falcon is still leading, and his nearest challenger is Michael, I think, in second. So
yeah, him and Decky are 11 points.
okay, so Decky and Michael level 1 point. So Decky finding that form, and already we've got times coming in, and Michael setting a 5.7. In terms of quality times, RJ, do you know what people should be aiming for, or are you just in the dark as me?
Don't have a clue around here.
Yeah, I'm gonna, judging by what obviously Michael's setting the 5.7, I'm gonna say maybe low fives or maybe mid fives. Just, I mean, I don't know. In terms of strategy though, I think it is quite tight between a 1-stop and 2-stop. I was in a race with Michael actually not a little while ago, and he did the 2-stop and I did a 1-stop, and he actually won with the 2-stop. So whether we'll see Michael do a 2-stop now, I don't know, but it is definitely going to be an interesting race tonight. As you can see, the top 5 or 6 all covered within 2 to 3 tenths. So yeah,
just noticed Gary definitely on a cool down lap, as he's got half a front wing.
yeah. So whether Gary's had a bit of a mare and spun, or he's hit someone, I don't know, but I think it's his wing has just fixed itself.
Oh.
Again, Codemasters being Codemasters, but everyone has set their laps. Is Decky on another lap? Quickly go on board with him. He's in max, so let's stay on board with Decky as he comes up through. Oh, Smithy!
Okay.
Wow, Smithy out of nowhere, setting a 5.7. So Smithy showing that he has got the pace to run with the big boys, and that's actually thrown me off.
Slightly struggling, I think. So
Yeah.
I might have made an errors down in 10th, down in 11th now actually. As Chiara goes faster than him.
Yeah, there's Decky's still on his lap, so Decky hasn't given up on his lap yet. Is he going to pit, or is he going to set the lap? I think he will pit. There is 6 minutes left. Yeah, so Decky has pit in. So at the moment, Smithy put in a fantastic lap time, and you know, to go provisional pole with your banker lap, I mean, that's impressive from Smithy.
A bit wayward there. I think Mitch has backed off his lap as well. I think he might be coming in. He's 1.7 seconds down, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Oh my god.
trying to beat
Okay,
his
we've got
teammate.
yeah. I got on board with Mitch just as they both came into the pits. Wow. So where is? So we are missing. I haven't actually noticed it until now, but we are actually missing Gary's teammate Rick. I do believe he's in the chat. He's in the stream chat. So whatever the reason, that's why you're not here, Rick. I hope you're here next week. Again, Rick's putting in some fantastic results for the Sauber team, and Gary as well. As of late, has actually been really good in the race. Obviously, qualifying isn't his strong point, as we've seen, but hopefully Gary can pull it out of the bag again like Baku and get a top 6 finish.
Down in 13th right now, so no, that isn't a bad lap from Gary.
Yeah, look, oh, he was on that lap, but I don't know whether he might have got invalid. But it's gone again, and he looks quite clean from Gary. So I don't know what Gary can say. Jeff is still circling around. I don't know whether he's been in the pitch yet or not. Ah, okay. So yeah, Rick's at Barcelona for a Grand Prix. So that's a good reason, Rick. I'll give you that one.
Could have given me tickets.
And June.
Oh, I literally just went aboard for that lap. That was amazing.
June sneaks through and gets pole for now with a 5.6, so maybe a mid to low 5 is what we could see towards the end of qualifying. Smithy is on his outlap, so Smithy will see that.
Michael back to the line.
And no, he's got. Oh, and Michael goes pole with 5.6, but he's ever so close between himself and June. So Michael, will he have enough time to get back to the pits and get out again? I think June, is he? I don't know whether June will have enough time. Gary's retired. Where's Gary? Yeah, I think Gary's just called it. But oh, the Red Bull behind him. Who was the Red Bull behind him? I think it was Agony.
Oh, it's Dear Agony.
Gary's car retired, and unfortunately for Dear Agony, he was right behind Gary, and Gary couldn't do anything. And there goes Falcon with a 5.5, and there's Rain I just saw. So that is very interesting. So people like Smithy could be compromised on their lap, but Smithy will not complain with P4 at the moment, and with the rain starting to fall, we could see Smithy start P4. I don't know if this is highest qualifying position, I don't know, but no doubt he will be very happy with P4 regardless of what happens. Just quickly see.
Cross the line now, that might have been validated, I don't know. Jumps to third.
Yeah, so we've got the two Toro Rossos, first and second, which I'm not really shocked by them two. Michael and Falcon are just incredible, and then we've got the two Haas drivers of Max and Flair at the back. Oh, Smithy! Oh, going wide and taking his chance on them curbs. He's definitely pushing. So is Smithy up on his lap? He needs to find at least 2 attempts, and he's backed out. So Smithy down to P5 now. Decky got P3 with his lap. So the track's still quick enough for people to set times. Jeff now looks like he's finding it difficult to set a valid lap. But we've got the likes of Jerry, Mitch, and Mitch is in the gravel. I've just come on board with him. His qualifying is over. He'll be starting P12. It's quite ironic, really. Normally we should have seen Smithy down in P12 and Mitch up into like P5, but Smithy, I'm still shocked at that. Incredible. Decky looks like he's on another lap, is he? No, so we've got...
He's backed out of this one.
Yeah, we've got Haribo now in P9. That's not someone who we used to see down in P9. He's got Jeff behind him, so are these guys going to back off and just call it there?
I feel like he might have spun, see Luca, and just...
Yeah, I think Max might have spun and just called it. He's got up to 14th though, so fair play to Max. But we've got on board Flair, the only guy not to set a valid time yet in quali, so he's chosen the wrong time to do it. But I mean, I was talking to Flair earlier today, and he told me to watch tonight, and he'll hopefully be up fighting with the big boys. But at the moment, down in 20th, he's in last place. I don't see him battling with the big boys, but he is still in Max, so he is going to set this lap.
I know what he can do, because I've raced against him once. I know what he can do. Definitely.
There goes 18.
I reckon he could go.
Wow. Yeah, he went 18th. It's just because it's raining.
F1 racer can go any faster.
Then yeah, I think all these guys are going to retire now. So the two Toro Rosso boys back in form, but as we saw last week, doesn't matter if they're teammates, they're still going to be fighting hard with each other. And Flair in the chat saying someone get an umbrella. Well, you must have seen the forecast for qualifying. Just unlucky Flair. But I mean, I've just realised as well, Decky in June, P3 and P4, so we've actually got a Toro Rosso 1-2 and a Mercedes 3-4. So it's looking like a good
own.
Oh wow.
Fifth and sixth.
Okay then, so I mean, other than Falco, Michael, Decky in June, we've got Smithy in 5th, Owen, HBB in 6th. That's incredible from them two. Jeff in 7th, Neo in 8th, Haribo in 9th, and Simside rounding out the top 10. Then we've got Jerry 11th, Mitch 12th, Killerby 13th, Max 14th, Diragny 15th, Gary 16th, Calic 17th, Flair 18th, F1 Racer 19th, and MCR, who is reserving in for Rick, well, qualified last, so that's not such a bad thing for him. But now we go into the race, and RJ, what's your predictions for the race?
As I've seen in quali, loads of people have pace, so this is probably harder than last week to predict. I'll give my confidence to the pole man, who I'm pretty sure was Falcon.
Okay, I don't know. I feel like the Toro Rossos are going to be fighting fierce like they did in Baku and step on each other's toes and find themselves pitting for front wings. But I'm gonna go with either Decky or maybe even Jum. I know Jum is very good around Austria, so watch out for him. He'll be wanting to make moves off the line. But as we go to the formation up, we will just run down the order again. So it is Falcon first, Michael P2, Toro Rosso 1-2, which we haven't, well, twice now I think they've got a 1-2 this season. Then we've got Decky in third, Jum in fourth, so Mercedes 3-4. Then we've got Smithy, outstanding qualifying. I'm hoping that Smithy can stay there for the race at least. Fingers crossed.
I've got a massive glitch.
Oh god.
Everyone is stuck in mid-neutral for me other than like 4 cars.
Oh wow. Right, and then we've
I've just got the massive revving noise.
Oh my god. I've got that as well. Oh my god. Hopefully it's just for the formation up, but anyway. Smithy in 5th, outstanding from him. Own HVB in 6th. Jeff's Revenge in 7th, Neo in 8th, Haribo in 9th, and Simside round out the top 10. Then we've got Jerry in 11th, Mitch in 12th, Killer Blue 13th, Max in 14th. Watch out for Max, he always gets off to good starts and is always making up 5, 6, even 7 places, so watch out for him. Then we've got Dear Agony 15th, Gary in 16th. So Gary's not actually last today, so that's good for Gary. Hopefully he can use that confidence and find himself up the grid after the first couple laps. Then we've got Calic in 17th. Obviously his first race was last week and he unfortunately didn't get off to a great start, so he's going to be looking to make amends for last week. Then we've got Flair 18th again. Not really, kind of shocked to see Flair there, to be honest, but it is what it is. And we've got F1 Racer 19th, and then we've got the reserve MCR, who is of course filling in for Rick, who's at the Spanish Grand Prix. As the cars now round up the grid, RJ, do you want to take us through the lights in the first couple corners?
I was going to go at the back to see what instance, but okay. I'll go. And 5 red lights for the Austrian Grand Prix, and away we go. Falcon gets a very good start up against the teammate, cuts him off into turn 1. Behind that Decky, I think maybe a bit of front wing flew off there from the Mercedes, and he's dropped 4 positions through turn 5 as Neo goes through there. But Falcon holds off his teammate Michael into turn 1. Zoom round the outside, Smithy and Harry, as well, into 5th. Wow.
Yeah, good start. Great start, to be fair, from Smithy and Haribo and Jeff. But it was Decky, the one who unfortunately has he got wing damage?
I don't know if it did. It was the smallest amount if it did.
Yeah, he's missing a couple end plates, so he will be able to carry on. So let's hope Decky can carry on, actually, because I know this track is very harsh if you get a little bit of damage on your wing. So hopefully he can carry on. But we go to the back, and Dear Agni looks like he just dropped 20 places. Oh, there's a Sauber spinning his MCR.
Oh, no, it's Sauber.
Red Bull of Dear Agni had nowhere to go, and both of them are now out of the race for sure. And Decky has pitted, so yeah, the front wing damage not enough. And we've got Killer Blue side by side with a Haas. I do believe that is a Flare. To go to turn 1, Flare keeps the position, but I look at Max, as I said, he just makes up positions off the start. How many has he made? Let's have a quick look. He's made 5 places, has Max, and he's now gone up the inside of Simside, that is. So fair play to Max, made 5 places, but look at Flare, 7 places. So the Haas boy is doing absolute bits. Go to the other Red Bull.
Lost 2 positions in the wrong corner there.
Yeah, so Gyro's not going to be too happy with that. And look at this, we've got 5, 6 cars all in the same shot, going into the same corner. It's been an absolutely incredible start here. And it is, who is holding up these guys? It is Simside. Has Simside got any type of damage? No, he hasn't. So maybe Simside just not really a fan of this track, but hopefully Flare will be able to go through. And look at this, it's now Flare holding up all these guys, and Mitch looks like he's going to go around the outside of Flare into the fast right-hander. Oh, Flare, has he got wing damage? He has. Flare's got wing damage. That's unfortunate for Flare. He made up such a good start. But we go to his teammate Maxi Luca, and again, just incredible start from him. He started 14th or 15th and already inside the top 10 on supers, RJ. So all in all, a very good start for Max, and hopefully he can use them supers.
We've missed a move for 2nd place.
Oh, have we? Oh yeah. Oh wow. So I did say, watch out for Doom. He's got incredible pace, and he's showing it here. It's Falcon has to defend. Is Falcon going to hold up Doom so that his teammate can potentially catch back up? But again, look at.
I think this train of cars towards the back, Maxi Luca backwards to F1 racer.
I do apologise for that.
Interesting.
But yeah.
Oh, Gary is Gary is.
Yeah, and Jeff making the move, and Haribo there. So Haribo losing place to Jeff, and now we've got. I mean, if these guys in front of Max keep battling, then Max could find himself up into the top 5 within the next couple laps. As Haribo is going to go around the outside. Jeff being very aggressive, pushing Haribo wide. That's going to allow Neo to close up to Haribo. What will Haribo do? Will he go defensive, or will he just let Neo past? Neo holding it firm, not going for any. Oh, the McLaren behind him, own HVB, locking up a tree and almost going into the back of Neo. Okay, so I think Flare has indeed left the session. So Flare picking up that wing damage, not a great day at the office for him. And there's a yellow in sector 3. Who is that? Oh, it's F1 Racer. He's off. He must have lost it coming out of the fast left-hander, I do believe. so he's going to pit for a new front wing. But Gary now up into 15th, so he hasn't actually lost any places. But the guys ahead keep.
Gained one actually.
Has he gained? Let's have a quick look. Oh yeah, he has actually. Yeah, he has. He's gained one. So fair play to Gary. And we've got now Jeff and Haribo going back at it. Haribo looks like he went deep though. Jeff Revenge will get the position back. Haribo looking to get back within the slipstream and get back in front of Jeff. Fantastic battle between these two. I know these two are friends, so hopefully they show each other respect, and they have. But Jeff just pushed him off, and that was all there's wing damage.
Is that Neo?
Yes, Neo. So Neo wing damage.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate for Neo. He's not going to be too happy with that. As now Jeff gets away from Haribo after their little battle ended in almost half spinning each other. So these guys are going to have to be careful here, because obviously you don't want to ruin other people's races like we've seen here. But Neo carrying on with that wing damage, and HVB goes very wide. He comes back on track. His teammate is there. He lets his teammate go. And Max is now, as I said, RJ, he's now right behind Neo in 7th place. So you've got to feel with Neo's wing damage, that's only a matter of time before Max gets this move done. Is it Max will go for it? No, he waits. So Max being very, very cautious here. Very nice design as well, it must be said. Helmet design for Max there on the Haas. Looks pretty nice, not gonna lie. Is Max gonna go for it? No.
Oh, that is, yeah, that's one.
That is actually pretty nice. But yeah, moving on, we go back to the battle for the front three are getting away from Smithy. Doom now stuck in a Toro Rosso sandwich. Can the Spaniard get past Falcon? Or can Michael even? Can Michael get involved in this battle?
Neo's gone for a hard spin.
Oh, and he's taken Simsai with him.
Punted by Simsai.
Wow.
Yeah. He went into a half spin, and then Simsai, he made contact with Simsai. Well, I think Simsai slammed into him afterwards.
I think we could see some retirements here. And Gary now. Gary's going to complain about this. He's up into 13th now, so he's only 3 places off some points. So he's quite happy to let these guys battle ahead. But as I said, look at Max up into 7th place. He's doing absolute bits at the minute. He's letting the guys ahead battle out, and as you can see, Haribo and Jeff Revenge are going to be at it again. Excuse me. In the next couple laps, or even next lap. So Max is going to hang back. He's 2 seconds back from this battle. So if these two do a half spin, Max should be able to avoid it and pick up 1 or 2 places. But Haribo, his back end getting very, very squirmy there. Don't know if you saw that, RJ, but it looked like Haribo was almost going to lose it.
Doom is right at the back of Falcon.
Oh wow, we've got to fight for the lead. He's always Falcon squeezing Doom. Doom is going to go down the inside. He's gone deep.
He's gone wide.
And that's going to allow Michael through, surely, as a 2 Toro Rosso. Say thank you very much. Very, very good defending from Falconer. But look at Michael. He's right behind his teammate. Is he going to go for it? No. Doom. Oh, looks like he's about to go back into the back of Michael there. Doom won't be happy with that. He'll feel that Falcon defended way too hard for that position. Even though Doom did have slipstream and of course DRS. But Doom got no damage, so he didn't really lose that much time, so he's still within a shout at the win here, and that's now allowed Smithy to catch up. But saying that, Max is closing in on Haribo and Jeff at a rate of knots. All the while these two are close together on track. Max is just catching them.
Neo's in the pits again. I don't think they changed this front wing, you know.
I don't think they did. I think they're changing it now, so Neo finds himself at the back. MCR, the reserve, is still carrying on and just picked up a 3-second penalty, so it's good that he's carrying on, and Doom decides to pit. That's interesting. Now we've obviously the Toro Rosso boys, they're so close on track, so will they do it as first driver gets first pit, and Neo comes out about to be lapped by Falcon and Michael, so not a good day at the office for Neo as Michael goes past him. So it'll be interesting to see what the Toro Rosso boys do. Obviously I know these two are both very hard and competitive racers, so hopefully they
wait, Doom smacked the wall there? No, No, he didn't do
Oh,
any
we got
damage.
Jeff Revenge. Sorry, Maxi Luca up into 4th place. We missed that. I think Jeff and Haribo had a bit of a moment and sort of glued to each other off track. And now Max up into 4th place and now only 4.2 seconds behind Smithy. So don't count Max out for a podium here. I mean, if I was Max, I'd be enjoying myself.
Inside. Penalty, but June has come out behind Gary, and he will not like that.
Yeah, I mean, I think the most important thing for Jeff is not Jeff, June. That is in fresh air. So he can push if he wants to, and Smithy decides to pit as well. So the 3rd place man now will net P4.
Well.
So we're going to see pit stops now. I don't really know what people are going to be going for. I think if we see softs from here, they're going to be going to the end. So I think Smithy has fitted softs. He has, so we will leave the tyres up as well. As Michael and Falcon are still side by, well, not side by side. What?
Oh my god, I've got so many glitches. Jeff's Revenge, literally, he got his tyres fitted. First off, it was the wrong colour tyres. Second off, he drove out of his actual pit garage.
Oh my god. This game's so good, but we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 car train potentially when June decides to catch all these guys up. And what, June's actually gone supers, so whether June just wants that undercut, if he wants that undercut, he's going to be struggling for pace. Because he's got to get past 4 cars essentially before Michael and Falcon decide to pit. But yeah, I mean, I feel like the Toro Rosso is a little bit more tamed this week. I feel like what happened last week, they've had a chat and they've discussed that in order to win the constructors they need to have some sort of rules in place. And Mitch now pits from 7th place, and now we've got side by side action. I think that was June past Gary. Is he going to be able to get Killer Blue on Gary? Oh, I got that in the back shot there. Is June going to have enough of a run on Killer Blue and Kalik? We'll soon find out. And Michael's actually 3 tenths behind his teammate, so Michael pushing his teammate as we go back to the battle with June and Killer Blue. June looks like he's got a much better run than Killer Blue, so hopefully this is move done for June. And Killer Blue breaks late around the outside, June down the inside, easy as you like. Killer Blue almost losing the back end, but nothing too major, and is able to keep the car. So June up into 8th place now. Next man on his list is Kalik, and June got a magnificent run there. And 1st place, Michael. Now who got, I believe, was Michael ahead of Falcon or not? I don't think he was. So Michael
Was.
Okay, so Michael's going to get an undercut regardless. So that now promotes Max up into 2nd place. He started 15th. Did he start 15th?
Who?
Max.
Actually, he started.
Wow, he started 14th. Wow, that's incredible for Max. Incredible. And now, where will Michael come out in relative to... wow, Michael's actually come out behind June. Yeah, I just noticed that actually. So Michael now behind Kalik. Michael on the ultra soft. So Michael going for an aggressive 2-stop here. This is the strategy done earlier in the race that I was in with him. So Michael felt that the strategy used earlier was good enough. And Michael down the inside, easy move. Kalik on them warm supers didn't really put out much of a fight. Now we've got a fight for. Oh, we've got Owen HVB and Jerry going side by side. Brilliant move running outside from Jerry there on Own HVB. Incredible move, and Falcon now decides to pit. That now will promote this man here, Max Luca, up into net P1. Obviously he won't be pitting for a while, so hopefully Max can make this strategy count and hopefully finish on the podium, but with a 3-second penalty.
June's going to come out ahead of Falcon.
Yeah, June's gonna. Falcon's actually gone onto the soft, so Michael obviously on the ultras. So Falcon could be in trouble here though, because he's got Kalik behind him, and we've obviously Kalik getting a much better run. Will he go for a dive bomb on Falcon? I don't think he will, because obviously it'll just ruin the strategy. No, he doesn't. Stays behind. And we've seen a lot of split strategies, but it is Michelangelo who is on an aggressive, a very aggressive 2-stop. He is the only person on ultra softs So expect him to make moves to Doom, Jerry, and even Max in the next 5 to 10 laps. But everywhere else seems pretty clean and evenly spread out a little bit. I mean, there are plenty of battles going on track. One battle which I'm keen to see is Decky and Jeff. Now, these two have history together. I definitely know that. So it'll be interesting to see what happens between these two. Whether they both give each other respect, or they sort of be like Falcon and Michael, where they're just sort of aggressive with each other and just have a bit of fun. Okay, so Smithy, I've just checked on Smithy. He's only P7. He is net P4. Thankfully, obviously, you know, people that haven't pitted yet are Killer Blue, Jerry, and Max. And when they pit, yeah. So Calic must have run this to the back of someone. Oh, Killer Blue defending there from Smithy. Smithy round the outside, braking way late, but Killer Blue still on Smithy's inside. Smithy will get DRS and move to the inside to defend from Killer Blue, and Smithy gets that move done, and he's only 2.8 seconds behind Falcon, so Smithy hasn't actually lost that much time compared to where Falcon come out, but Falcon has lost actually 4.1 seconds to Michael, and Michael now finds himself right behind the other Mercedes, which is June. So
Michael needs to get past.
Yeah, Michael.
Strategy to work.
Yeah, Michael will want to get past June down the start finish straight, catch up to Jerry within a lap or two, and catch Max, because essentially I'd say Michael's racing Max at this point, and Michael down the inside, incredible move, incredible respect from June to leave him space, but June will be back on Michael. If June can stay behind Michael, actually I think June will have a shout at Michael too, because obviously the Ultrasoft will go off a lot sooner than June's Supersoft, sorry, so we could see a 3, even 4-way fight for the win at the end of the race. So I think it will definitely come down to penalties, and I know Michael was very consistent, so I'm actually going to change my bet for the win and go with Michael. I've missed Decky and Jeff. Decky got past Jeff. Looks like it was clean. They both got no wing damage or lost any time. And now Decky
Max is in
behind Gary, and Max is in. So where will Max come out? Pretty early pit stop for Max. I mean, if you went to lap, oh no, he started on supers, didn't he? My bad. I thought he started on softs.
Jari's in as well.
Yeah. So we've got Max and Max has gone. Oh, okay. It didn't. Oh, I thought Max put on another set of super softs. So Max, where will he come out? He will come out in P. Ooh, did he hit the wall coming out? No, he didn't. So he will come out P7. So he'll come out P7, and he'll have to get past Jeff, Decky, and potentially Smithy if he wants that win. But now Michael has clean air and can now use them ultra softs and use the tyre life up pretty quickly, because I know he'll go on to a set of super softs until the end of the race. But I think June will actually go on to ultras, so again, don't count June out.
I think, no, will he?
No,
he started on ultras, no.
Yeah, Michael. Yeah, Michael. No. So everyone's made a stop, or more than the only person to make 2 stops is Neo. Neo's still going in 18th place. So it's good to see from Neo that he's carrying on and being a good sport and just racing. Really, I mean, I've been in them positions. It's not fun, but as long as you finish the race, not really complaining. But the battle now for 8.
Oh, Mitch!
Where's Mitch?
Just went into a slide at the final corner.
Yeah, but now Sim's getting the move done on Mitch, and Sims are picking up a 3-second penalty there. So I've seen a lot of people go wide at turn 1 and pick up a warning, or a silly warning, and pick up a penalty. So as I said, penalties will be a major factor. And Max, is he going to go down inside of Jeff? Jeff leaves him space, so fair play to Jeff for leaving him space. Max is still on his outside though. Jeff knows he is as well. Is Max going to go around? He's outside. He is. He's going to try it. Is Max going to make the move? He's still there. They're still side by side in a Ferrari with Harry, but looking like he wants to get involved too. But Max still... well, I'm surprised Max still has a front wing, to be honest. I'm actually shocked at how they managed to do that. But Jeff goes wide. June picks up a penalty now, so Max is going to... not Max. June's going to have to do an absolute job here if he wants to win this race. Max behind Jeff. He's going to go for a dive bomb into 10-1. He is... Oh, Jeff gives him space, but Jeff gets a much better run around the outside. Unusual to see that, but great racing from Jeff and Max. Didn't even Haribo behind. He was part of the battle for a second as well, as Max goes down the inside. Is he going to push him wide? He does a little bit, but Jeff still getting a good run there. And Haribo, can he take advantage of this? He's going to go round the outside of Jeff and potentially round the outside of Max. This could be a fantastic move by Haribo, but Max breaks late. Haribo round the outside of Jeff. Jeff and Haribo touching wheels again, but Jeff managing to keep Haribo behind this time. And Haribo is going to go down the inside. He does. Oh, contact. They're both off.
Oh no.
I think Haribo's a bit too aggressive there towards Jeff, and Jeff will not be happy with that. As Haribo hasn't really lost that much time, but he has got Joey now right behind him and looking like he's going to pounce. But it's Jeff who's got all the dirt on his tyres. He will have to go easy into the next couple corners to not spin, and looks like he's doing that well so far. So yeah, I mean, I don't know what your thoughts on that was, RJ, but I just thought that Jeff defended a bit too harsh, and Haribo went for sort of a not a stupid move, but somewhere where you don't really see an overtake. So I think they're both to blame for that one. Yeah, definitely. And the only real battle is Mitch and Simsai. So battle for 11th place. And Michael hasn't really been able to get away from June. The gap's now 3 seconds, so I mean, but Michael will come out. He'll come out, I'd say about 9th or 10th. I'd say Michael will. So he'll have to do an absolute shift and get past mostly everyone, because everyone in front behind him is not going to pit again apart from June. So this could be an interesting end to the race. And now we've got Haribo now being attacked by Jerry in P9. So a lot of battles now starting to reoccur. Reading the chat as well. Cliffy, you're a special occasion. What does that even mean? I don't know what that means. I'm a special occasion. I don't know if that's a compliment or an insult.
F1 racer fits.
I've noticed as well, F1 Racer has a lot of fans that watches the stream. As soon as I started the stream, someone was in the chat saying, "Spectate F1 Racer, I want to see his lap." So yeah, change his wing, of course. Simside and Mitch are still going at it as well, so there's one battle to keep an eye on, definitely. As Mitch goes wide, Simside will close the gap to Mitch.
Oh, but Simside's lagging now. Oh, great. Oh no.
Yeah, Max down in 6th, so F1 Racer has retired, so that wing change proving costly. And he went on the set of Ultrasoft, so whether that was a mistake or not, I don't know. And Killer Blue's out as well. What's happened to Killer Blue? Has he just binned it? He has. I don't know if that's intentional or whether he's come off the last corner and his back end stepped out. Excuse me, but Killer Blue, not a good day for him. As we've got Mitch and Simsai still going at it. Simsai sending it down, Mitch is inside, but nothing coming of it. And now Simsai with the DRS. Can he make the move on Mitch? He's been stuck behind him for a couple laps now, so maybe Simsai is getting a bit frustrated being stuck behind the Williams of Mitch. But the battle between Jerry and Haribo is starting to get a little bit closer now 2 tenths separating the two. Can Jerry make the move on Haribo? It will all come down to who gets the better run.
Not close enough to try to turn on. He has to. I think he's going to try and do it. Turn 3. Has to.
Yeah, it looks like Haribo got a much better run than
I just read the chat.
Pure Sugar Clippy, another guy who says the occasional word on commentary. Oh my god.
GG. I retire.
Oh no. Oh no.
Not gonna lie, it's probably true to
Damn. So, yeah, go on.
Michael and Jude.
Yeah.
Both into the pits. Both going on to. Both on the Super Softs.
Wow. So where
I did.
Smithy will actually, is he going to come out? He is. So as I said, Michael is going to have to do a little bit of work here, because is he going to come out behind Max? No, he isn't. So that aggressive strategy from Michael, it could prove costly here, as he's got to find at least 10 seconds to catch his teammate Falcon in 13 laps. I don't see it happening. But what this now has done is brought the battles back, so we've got some entertainment now.
Yeah. Michael somehow got to find his way past Decky. Somehow.
And Smithy.
And Smithy, yeah. Well, he's got to get past Decky first, which he's actually got a very good run out of there. He's going to try it. Goes forward.
Wow, incredible.
Gets it.
Amazing move, and amazing driving from Decky to allow Michael to go for the move there. I know it's difficult to go through there even with one car, so to go through there side by side and let Michael, sort of not let him through but give him the space, then it's fair play to Decky as well as Michael for doing the move. So fair play to both of them, but Michael now not wasting any time. He's on the back of Smithy. Will Smithy concede the position, or will he try and defend as much as he can and maybe help his friend Decky? But Michael, just incredible run off the corner on them fresh supers. Will Smithy defend? I don't think he is. No. Oh, he is, Smithy! Oh. Defending inside, a little bit of contact, nothing Michael could do there. He just broke a little bit too late. Full Smithy wide a little bit, but nothing too major. Smithy still keeping his front wing, and now Smithy's actually up into a podium. Now, did you watch the podcast yesterday, RJ, or not?
I did.
So when I was doing my my quick fire questions, one of the questions was, what driver would you like to see get a podium? And I said Smithy, and he basically said, yeah, right, that ain't happening. And here we are, the next day, Smithy P3. He's got the likes of Decky, Max behind him, but I mean, I feel like Smithy can do it here.
Well, I'll just tell you something. For my questions that didn't make it in, I said I'd like to see Gary, and I've just realised that won't happen.
Yeah, I mean Gary's. I said that because obviously they asked me as well who I would support, and also I said Max just because, you know, whatever. And then I was like, what about Gary? And I was like, no, I like Gary, but he's realistic. He's the type of guy where he says, I'm going to be top 5 every race. Like, he literally says, I'm shit, basically. And it's fair enough. But enough about the podcast from yesterday. We got a fight for the podium to spectate on. I mean, it would be incredible to see Max get a podium from where he started, but if Smithy got a podium today, mind blown.
Oh, Zoom and Owen side by side.
Oh, Doom round the outside. Oh, is Doom going to get full? Doom spun! Oh,
he kept it just.
Yeah.
Decky's got in as well. Oh.
Wow. So Decky pitting. Decky pitted on lap 1, or
did pit on lap 1.
Yeah, so he's done well. To
CR gets a stop as well.
Wow. we've got the reserve of MCR getting lapped. He did a very good job of moving out of the way there. So now the only person who realistically can stop Smithy is Max, and I know Max has a lot of time penalties, so I don't want to jinx Smithy here. But if he can carry on the way he is, he's in a shot of getting a podium. So yeah, I know Max has 2 pens. I mean, the way he's driving very, very aggressive. So I don't know whether he's hoping to get past Smithy ASAP and then just directly gap him. I know Max is obviously quicker than Smithy, but
June and Owen are side by side again.
Yeah, same place. Yeah, same place, and June goes down the inside this time and Owen HVB not really fighting the move. He knows June's on them fresh softs, and now June is going to go after Max. So maybe June can be the one to dethrone Smithy of 3rd place. I for one would like to see Smithy get a podium, but Max is now within 3/10 of Smithy, so I don't know, man.
I do feel like June's going to get it just because he has the superior tyres at this point.
Yeah, and don't forget Michael as well. He's absolutely catching Falcon at a rate of knots. 5.3 the gap. So keep an eye on that gap as it starts to tumble. Maybe we'll see the 2 Toro Rosso guys in battle. And maybe if one of them get wing damage and have to pit, that could, you know, ensure Smithy of a podium. But Smithy doing a good job at the minute, keeping Max behind. And this is all this battling is helping Joom catch up. So yeah, I mean, I don't know what I would do if I was Smithy at this point. Mitch called it a day in the pits. Yeah.
Michael now within 4.5 seconds.
Crazy.
To his teammate.
Absolutely incredible. And now Max in the slipstream of Smithy. Smithy doing just a superb job so far. But Smithy goes deep as I say that. Commentators curse. Smithy looks like he's got a better run, but Max will have DRS. Smithy will want to defend his position for all of his might. He goes to the inside. Max is going to go round the outside. Smithy breaks later and keeps the position, hopefully, but Max is still there. Going to go round his outside again. Will Max make this move stick? Breaks a little bit later than Smithy. They go round the outside, they touch Max on the curb.
No, just keeps it.
And now Joom is right there as well, but Max getting a much better run again on Smithy. Will Max go round the outside? But look at Joom, this is fantastic racing from these three. Let's hope it doesn't end in tears. Ooh! I thought for a second there that Joom's front wing was going to get ripped off. But again, all this battling is only helping Own HVB get involved in this as well. Let's go on board with Joom and see what he can see. Max down the inside. Ooh, did Joom get wing damage? Joom did not get wing damage from that, so Joom is very lucky, but Smithy very wise to Max's dive bomb there into turn 1. And they are still side by side as come into technically turn 3 this is, but Smithy goes a bit deep. Max around the outside, but Joom is still there as well. Joom getting a bit of a wiggle on.
I just want to point out, while this battle's been going on, Michael has just picked up a 3-second penalty.
Oh, that's interesting. So maybe Falcon will know that and he'll just want to take it easy. But oh, Max! Oh, he done very well to keep it there. But Joom is right behind him. Joom's going to go around the outside. No, Max defends well, but Joom with the switchback, and what a fantastic move from Joom. Move of the race, definitely from Joom there. Fantastic overtake. Max going in too deep, and Joom going thank you very much. And now Smithy, he's got to do everything in his might to defend this podium. He's surely going to be absolutely just shaking with the nerves are going to be kicking in now. 6 more laps as Joom's going to go round the outside. Is he? No. And Smithy, Smithy picks up a penalty. That's unfortunate for Smithy, but I think Joom has a penalty as well. But Joom, is he going to go down the inside? Yes, he is. Smithy round the outside. Still there, still defending. Still wants the podium, does Smithy. But look at the cars behind. Max is starting to lose ground to the guys ahead now. But don't forget, Max does have penalties, and I think so does Joom. So this podium is still up for a shot, and just Doom and Smithy still side by side, incredible racing. We all see Doom do another switchback. No, Smithy wise to it. They touch a little bit. And now Doom is now under attack from Max, and Max is going to go down the inside into the fast left hander. They touch. Doom is round,
oh, no,
Max is round, and they're off and in the wall.
Wow.
Such a poor end to an incredible battle. Smithy will just be happy to see that sight. Obviously, it's not good to see, but I feel like Max went for a stupid move there, and unfortunately ended his chance and Doom's chance of a podium. But we go to Haribo now, and Haribo's sort of been a bit sneaky these last couple of laps. He hasn't really just sort of moved out of everyone's way, not really picked up any damage or collisions. So hopefully he can. But all behind, yeah, he got wing damage.
Just poison. Did he?
Yeah.
Did he get damage?
Yeah, a little bit of damage. I think he lost an end plate, so he'll carry on. There's only 5 more laps. He won't feel the need to pit. But
yeah, it's the smallest amount.
the gap at the front, RJ, 1.7 seconds.
But he has. The only thing is, right as of now, Michael will have to pull out at least a 3-second lead to Falcon if he gets back.
Yeah, and maybe Michael's doing it to put the pressure on Falcon. Oh, Falcon though loses the back end coming out of turn 1, manages to keep it, and now this is only going to help Michael catch up to his teammate and championship rival realistically. But Haribo and Smithy now at it. Smithy's done an incredible job defensively to defend this position, but I think it's only a matter of time before Haribo gets the move done. He's going to go around the outside. Smithy's going to brake a little bit earlier than him. Haribo's forced out wide a little bit, not too much though. Still side by side. Haribo doing Smithy, fantastic job defending their position. Smithy's going to go down the inside. No, lets Haribo have the position, but Smithy's going to come back at him now.
It's wide, it's deep.
Yeah, Smithy backed off there. Yeah, good move from Haribo there, and good driving from Smithy. So I don't want to check because obviously I want it to be quite exciting, but has Haribo got any time penalties?
I will have a look, but I will not say. So all I'll say is it's interesting. It's very interesting.
Okay, and as you were checking that, Michael now 4 attempts to cap to Falcon. So we could see a fight for the lead in the last couple laps. I mean, they're 16 seconds ahead of the nearest competition, but Michael looks like he lost the back end a little bit there. Got a bit of grass in his tyres. Yeah, Decky, you know what? Fair play to Decky. Wing damage on the first couple laps, 5th place. 2 seconds now behind Smithy. I'm hoping, praying that Smithy can keep 4th place because it's been an incredible race for him so far. But now Michael, 2 attempts to his teammate. Michael has got the superior tyre wear. He's on the quicker tyre, but at this point, RJ, do you think tyre life is roughly the same, or? Ooh, Michael.
If it isn't, it's not far off it.
Yeah, another thing to mention, Decky is now absolutely catching Smithy. Just incredible from these two. 1 and 2 battling it out for the championship. Incredible race from these two. 2 attempts still the gap at the front. Michael has got an exceptional run into the final couple corners. Will he go for it? No, he won't. He'll stay behind his teammate. Of course, these two need to win the constructors as well as the drivers, so they need to be a bit more careful here if they want to both finish the race. Obviously last week we saw in Baku where they both unfortunately had to pit, and that meant they both finished down the order. But at the moment. Looks like Michael's much more
brilliant
confident, and Michael's got an exceptional run. Falcon want to defend this with all his might. Michael will definitely go for a dive bomb here. No, he stays behind. Oh, he wants a better run. Does Michael? Has he got the run? I think he has. Michael, is he going to make a move for the lead? Falcon defending, squeezing him off. Looks like Michael's got the move done. Brakes a little bit late. Falcon, ooh. Falcon had to save the car. He's still saving the car. A bit aggressive there from Michael, but I don't think Falcon will mind too much. I think he knows that Michael's got a time penalty, so he will be sure to pick up this race win. I don't know whether Falcon's got any time penalties or not. I haven't really been paying attention.
Me neither. Decky.
But, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
my dream of Smithy getting a podium is going up in absolute smithereens. Decky's right behind. Yeah, Smithy's defended the inside. This is going to get absolutely messy. Round the outside goes Decky. No, Smithy defends it superbly again. Driver of the day, no doubt, is Smithy for me. No doubt.
For me, it's, I don't know, because Decky's had such a, after lap 1, and he's managed to get back in this.
Yeah, I know, but with Decky, you sort of expect it, if that makes sense. Obviously, being a championship holder, like, you know he's got pace. But Smithy, I mean, just blow me away today. Absolutely blow me away today. As we approach the last lap.
Decky around the outside, he gets squeezed.
Yeah, Smithy keeps pushing, and it looks like Michael will cross the line, but it will be Falcon, I believe, who will take the win, sorry. So Michael rounds the last corner now. As he comes across the line, it won't be enough. And Falcon will win the race, and Haribo will pick up a well-deserved third place. And Decky managed to get past Smithy. So Decky will come home in fourth place. Smithy still an exceptional, but Decky picks up a time penalty.
Right at the end.
Is that going to be crucial? I don't know.
Could change it.
Wow,
Oh, yes,
Smithy
has.
P4
Wow.
and Decky P3. So, Smithy missed out by a second on a podium. Incredible, incredible scenes here.
Oh, Simsai got disqualified on the last couple of corners.
Wow.
With 2 corners to go, he gets disqualified.
And Gary, unfortunately,
Gary
missed out
as well.
just on points, and June will come home in 12th after his little collision with Max.
It's unfortunate.
And yeah, it's been another incredible race from start to finish. Always entertainment. So fair play to everyone that finished, but it will be Falcon who picks up the 25 points and another race win for the Toro Rosso driver. Michael in second place, so another dominant performance by the Toro Rosso boys as Falcon lifts that trophy. And don't forget Decky in third, again another good drive from the championship holder. And to make a 2-stop work the way Decky did is so tight between him and Smithy for driver of the day. But my opinion is to give it to Smithy because he's done exceptional. So yeah, and one thing we are going to be doing this week is podium interviews. So
Wait.
I will be.
Harry dropped down to. Harry dropped down to 5th.
Yeah, so I will be inviting Falcon, Michael, and Decky to the party to get their thoughts on the race and ask them. Well, me and RJ will ask them questions about their race and how they felt the race went. Right, so it's. Yeah, don't worry, I'm in the same boat as you, mate, because I've got to think of questions too. So there's Falcon. When it loads. Why is this taking so long? Nope. Wait, I think I've got Michael. I've got Decky. So Decky, Michael, Right, I'll invite them too. And then, what is IR? Okay, so I'm okay. Right. RT underscore Falcon. I can't find Falcon's name. Okay then, that's a bit weird. So we are joined by Decky and Michael. Michael, if you can hear me, could you suggest Falcon's account, please?
Yeah.
Thank you.
GG.
Right. So we'll get Falcon in there and then we will begin with the questions. Also, I know you two have been in podium interviews before, but make sure your voices are allowed to be shared, and then when Falcon joins I'll give him a minute as well, then we'll get on with the questions. Come on, Falcon. Is he joining? See if I can find it. Come on, Falcon, stop sending messages. Okay. Right. So Falcon has just joined us. Falcon, if you can hear me, make sure your voice is on allowed to be shared, and then we'll get into the questions. Done it?
Yeah, good.
Right, so let's start with Falcon then. So Falcon, congratulations on the win and the 25 points. My first question to you is, did you know that Michael had a time penalty?
I had an inkling. I saw him earlier on cutting and extending just a couple of times, and then when he passed me I saw it a couple more, so I had an inkling he maybe had it, but I knew I wasn't going to fend him off to the very end, so when he did get past me, I knew on a personal level that I just had to not get any penalties and I'd at least have a chance, and luckily he had a penalty.
Yeah, and we saw when Michael overtook you, you sort of almost had a bit of a scary moment because it looks like you lost the back end. Just tell us what you were thinking when that happened.
Yeah, there was a bit of contact, but I thought now he's passed, I wouldn't be able to get past, so I just stayed within 3 seconds. Obviously just praying that he had a penalty. Obviously no offense to you, Michael, but yeah, and luckily for me he did. But it was scary, yeah.
Yeah, well, it looked like it, and obviously what happened last week at Baku, where you both obviously had a little bit of contact and both pitted. Did you both talk to each other after the Baku race and just say, right, we need to sort of calm it down a little bit? Because I've noticed that you two are very aggressive on track with each other, so just tell us what happened after Baku.
Yeah, well, we were in a party for that one, and I kind of knew what happened. I knew it wasn't really any of our faults. We both agreed with that, so we just said it's an unfortunate, incident, and yeah, it happens very. It doesn't really happen a lot, so I knew that if we just kept doing what we have done in the past, then we'd be okay.
Yeah, RJ, have you got any questions for the race winner Falcon?
Not really.
Oh, alright, well, fair enough. So we'll move on now to second place man Michael. Michael, you went for a 2-stop. Obviously I saw you do the same strategy earlier. Was you 100% always going to do that strategy, or did you just feel because you'd done it earlier on in the day you just had the pace to maybe even get a win here?
Well, again, my tyre wasn't good, so I don't think I would have managed the 2-stop and the 1-stop, sorry. And at the beginning, because I wanted to get some points on Falcon because he's first in the championship, I wanted to do exactly what he did and beat him on pace or overtake him at some point. But I thought that if I let Falcon do the 1-stop, he'd maybe struggle. And I saw some clean air in front of the train that was on the minimap, so I just pitted for Ultras, pushed with Deki and with Choom. So then I passed Choom with another stop, and luckily I got past Deki and Sam pretty quickly, otherwise I don't think I would have even got past Falcon on track. But yeah, I got a unfortunate warning coming into the pits, but I had 4 anyway, so it wouldn't make any difference. But yeah, congrats to Falcon doing the 1-stop, and yeah, very surprised to see Falcon not getting a penalty.
I was surprised myself not to be able to take those tyres to the end, because usually you have far better tyre wear than me. So I was surprised I actually quite comfortably got it to the end as well.
Yeah, exactly. I thought you struggled a lot in it.
I know.
Yeah, I mean, Michael, what was going through your mind when you got that 3-second penalty though? Because obviously I know you as sort of one of the most consistent people on F1 when it comes to time penalties. You don't really get a lot, so I was quite shocked to see you get a penalty as well. What was going through your mind at that point?
Well, I was swearing to myself because I was so pissed, because I knew 3 seconds is quite a lot with Falcon being so quick even on softs. And I was 90% sure Falcon would at least have 1 penalty, and yeah, it's just unfortunate. Still, 1 penalty in Austria is pretty decent, so I did my best today. Still 1-2 is very good for the team, and I know Falcon may miss some races, I might have some bad luck. I know I've missed a race as well, so it's all going pretty well for both of us at the moment, and for the first part of the season, as both of us have said, we'd focus on the constructors more. And yeah, today we had a good battle, so we enjoyed it while having the 1-2, so worth the praise for us.
Yeah, and you said about sort of points for the team. Obviously, what a sort of similar question to what I asked Falcon. Obviously, last week in Baku, you both not came together, but you both had a little bit of contact and both had to pit. Coming into tonight and being right behind him, was you thinking about what happened in Baku, or was your mind set on just getting the win?
No, I didn't think at all of Baku, because I know many people describe it as coming together, but it was just unfortunate that I hit the wall and then Falcon was coming, so it was not coming together at all. It was just made contact, and it wasn't any of our fault, so it was very unlucky from both of us, and it cost us the race and a lot of points, obviously. But no, this race coming with a lot of positivity from qualifying, because I knew the pack would be so tight, and luckily we got the 1-2 and a pretty decent start. Got squeezed a bit, but then from then on it was just Doom the main threat, and Falcon, myself, the top 3 for the win. So yeah, I didn't think at all about any incidents between me and Falcon, just focused on the race.
Fair enough, man. Good attitude to have. And RJ, have you got any questions for our second place man, Michael?
You know what? Surprise, surprise. I haven't.
Yeah.
I just don't know what to say, to be fair.
Well, fair enough, man. I mean, sort of been put on the spot. I mean, this is the first time we've done podium interviews, so we apologise if we are a bit rusty, but we will move on to our third place man, Deki. So, Deki, similar question to Michael and Falcon. How was your race? And we saw that you got wing damage at the start. So, talk us through that.
I think like my starts are normally quite bad, since I'm on no TC, and I tried to go to the outside, but I think Falcon and Michael squeezed each other a bit, and I think it was just unfortunate contact. I don't know. Didn't see it on their screens, but on my screen it was just unfortunate.
Yeah, and we've sort of seen the last couple of races. I mean, being a championship sort of holder at the minute, do you find that there's more pressure on you this season to perform than there was last season? Obviously, you were fighting with Cara last season for the title. You got the title now. And obviously, this season you've been very, very unlucky. So, do you feel the pressure more on race day, or do you just come into each race and just sort of go, okay, I'll just do what I do best?
I'm not gonna lie, I think there's less pressure now due to me winning that title, but I just had some really unfortunate races, and I think none of that was really my fault, but shit happens, you know, you just have to keep going.
Yeah, I mean, again, good attitude to have, and obviously with your unlucky races, I mean, you're not exactly leading the championship, but I don't know how far you are behind, but are your expectations for the rest of the season just going to try and put your head down and put up a fight with Michael and Falcon?
Yeah, of course. I think I will just continue practicing and hope to win a couple of races, but I think the title will be hard to win, but everything can happen, you know.
Yeah, no, definitely. And RJ, have you got any questions for our third place Decky?
No, but I am going to say something this time. I'm just going to say that is probably one of the best comeback drives I've seen.
Yeah,
Thanks.
I have to agree as well. To do a two-stop when you get wing damage on lap, what was it, lap 2 or lap 3, it was incredible. So, yeah, congrats on the comeback drive. So,
Can I just ask something, Dickie, real quick?
yeah, no,
Because
I
I don't know what happened in the start, Dickie. Did push you off because it was squeezed and I saw you on the back? What happened?
I don't know, I think you and Falcon went side by side, and I tried to brake late so I can do a switch back into turn 1. And it seemed like you two moved a bit to the left, and I just didn't have the space and touched your rear. So, unfortunate,
don't
but I
think
wouldn't say it's... Oh, you talk about back.
No. How? Today, Austria.
Oh,
Right, well, we're going to end it there. So thank you everyone that did watch. I've been Cliffy and obviously RJ commentated with me. So
Can
we'll see you.
I say something? Sam wants a shout out because
Oh,
he thinks
yeah.
he won't ever get that close again. to
Yeah,
a podium.
no, I mean, okay, quick mention of Smithy then. Obviously, yesterday we did the podcast, and one of my questions was, who do I want to get a podium? And I said Smithy, purely because he never gives up if he gets wing damage. And when I saw Smithy in third place, you'll see the stream back, I was begging that he was going to get a podium.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm really
But,
sorry.
Yeah, no, cause I didn't know whether he had any time penalties or not, Decky. So I knew Smithy had one, I think. So yeah, I wasn't. Oh my god, Decky's got a podium, great. Obviously, I was like, oh, well done to Decky, whatever. But yeah, Smithy done very well tonight, and he was personally my driver of the day. But I know RJ said that you was his driver of the day, Decky. So well done on your comeback drive. But I think that's it. I think that's everything mentioned and done with. So we're going to end the stream again now.
One more thing. I just want to say how close the pace was. I'm pretty sure it was like a few hundred separating the top 3 in quality.
Yeah, it was not even a tenth. So it was, yeah, again, insane pace from everyone. Again, this league continues to impress in terms of pace. That's why I'm commentating, because if I raced, I'd be at the back. So yeah, so yeah, again,
Not on your own there.
yeah, just incredible pace. I think one of the most competitive leagues I think out there in terms of pace and just how close it is on track every week. So GG guys for making it as competitive as it is. Thank you for letting me and RJ commentate. It is an absolute privilege, and we are going to end it there. And if anyone's got anything to say, tough. All right, we're going to end it. So so we'll see you next week for what's after Austria. Silverstone, right?
I
So
think it's next week.
okay, well we'll see you next week or whenever. We'll see you next week for whatever race it is. I've been
Next
Cliffy. and RJ has obviously been with me. So yeah, thank you for watching,
Might be
and
Nigel.
goodbye.